Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I have the Crayola colored pencils. I've got the 120 set here, and I just received in the mail a new case. These are my absolute favorite cases. This one is actually the 150 or 160, I think it's the 160 pencil case. I always buy my cases bigger than what my pencil sets are because I like to leave extra spaces for possibly replacement pencils or just to keep the pencils that I'm currently using on any one given project in a separate place. And I always like to leave spaces in between all my pencils. And I thought it would be cool if I just made a video, since I was going to do this anyway, and put all of these 120 pencils into perfect color order. I wanted to go ahead and do that on camera since I was going to do it anyway. I just thought it would be kind of cool to go ahead and make a video and film it. But as you can see, the case that the Crayolas come in, it's just this paper box. These are the colors that came in the Crayola set. And then it does show you a swatch on the back of the box of all of the colors that are in here. And it really does have a pretty good color range, especially for a very budget pencil. In my previous video where I showed you all of my recent purchases over the last few months, my massive coloring supply and coloring book haul, it was highly requested in that video that I color with these pencils, and I want to be able to do that, but you guys know me. I like to have all of my pencils in perfect color order before I go and bring them on my channel and bring you a video where I color with them. So I thought that it would be cool just to kind of do it to speed and show you exactly how I order my pencils into the pencil case. So that's what we're going to do in this video. If you enjoy videos like this and you want to be notified when I post those videos, when I start coloring with these very budget-friendly pencils, make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn your bell notifications on so that you always know when I post new content. And if you enjoy this video, please do make sure you give it a thumbs up because that helps my channel out a whole lot. I am also on Patreon if you would like to support me over there, and you can check the description box down below for a link to my Facebook group or my email list. Let's go ahead and start ordering these pencils into the case. have all 120 of the Crayola colored pencils in their case, and I'm going to go ahead and just flip through it really quick so y'all can see my color order. But I actually went by the tips and looked at the leads, because in these pencils, or any budget pencils, you're not going to have the barrel of the pencil matching up to the lead. Some of them I have not yet sharpened, so they still had that waxy kind of protective stuff on the lead still, so it was kind of hard to see the color, so I had to actually swatch a couple of them off camera to make sure that I was in the right order. But they look okay to me now. I may make some changes. Like this one here, for instance, it's called Apricot, and I kind of went back and forth as to whether or not it should be over here with the more peach type colors, or it should be over here. And even with this one here, this is actually called Outrageous Orange, but it has a lot of pink in it. So after I swatch some of them and I check a few of them, I may go back and make a few changes, but I like where they're at right now. So we start with our white like I always do, and we kind of go into the yellows and then the more mustardy yellows into the oranges, and then a little bit lighter. Then I came over here and I kind of started, I really was kind of hesitant about where to put all of these neons. There's quite a few neon colors in this set. I stuck this one in here for the time being because it was just kind of laying off to the side of my desk, and I had actually missed it. I think I was using it on a coloring page. This is the color that I started using on a coloring page, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a gorgeous color. I've not seen anything else like this in any other set that I have. So the color range in these is really nice, but when I look at some of them, like especially over here, I could see that a lot of them are extremely similar. I'm going to go ahead and swatch some of those out and see how similar they actually are. But right here with these oranges, or these mustardy yellowy oranges, they just, a lot of them, like especially these right in here, they look almost exactly the same. So we'll see after we get some of them swatched. And then we don't have a whole lot of reds in this set, it looks like. We've got these reds here, and then we actually start going into more of the pink colors or the maroons, but these look like the only true reds, and these are not even, like, this is a very dark red. This is probably more so our true red. Let's see what it's called. Yeah, it's called red. So that would be our true red. And then this one here looks like it has a lot of orange in it. And it actually has orange in the name. I can't really see. Some of them are kind of hard to see. I think it says red orange, but some of them are kind of hard to see because the colors on the barrels are gold, and with some of the colors they don't really stand off as much on the background or the color on the barrel. So then we go over here and we get into our pinks. I started, well, yes. Okay, so we get into our pinks. I started with hot pink because, again, this is our neon pink, and I was really unsure exactly where I should put all these neon colors. Because, you know, like in the Prismacolor set, I keep all my neons very separate because they really don't fit in anywhere. I started with the lighter pinks, and then I kind of moved into the colors that have more purple in them as I got darker, and then went directly into the purples. And so I started with this more true purple color as I came out of the pinks, and then went here and stuck in my more pastel-y purples as I got more into the darker, much darker purples that had blue in them as we moved into the blue. And then this color here I was kind of unsure of. This one is actually called Outer Space. And if you look at the back of the box on Crayola, it has this one in with the blues. I didn't swatch it. It looks like it's got some of the waxy protective coating that is on all new pencils. So it's kind of hard to tell until I do swatch it, and I just didn't want to do that yet. So I'll make sure that one's in the right place before I start to color with them. Then we've got midnight blue, and so I've got the darkest of the blues coming into the brighter blues, and these I was kind of a little bit unsure about as well, and so I kind of stuck them in here because I wanted to be able to start going into the teals. So here are my more muted blues, and then you could see after the muted blues I go into the brighter ones, and that's where I start working into the teals so that I can go into the greens. And then I started with the greens that have, or the blue greens. I went into the darker blue greens, and then the lighter blue greens into the lighter greens, and then the brighter greens and the much lighter brighter greens into my more olivey tones. And I started with the lightest olivey tones into the darker olivey tones all the way into the pine type colors. And then this one here was very different. This is kind of like that, if you've got Prismacolors, that artichoke color that is just kind of off, and it really doesn't seem to have a place or where they say it should go. It really, to me, does not go, so I always put it somewhere else. But I'm sticking it right here just because I think that is where it fits best, as I kind of go into my beiges and my tans. And then here, these look like they actually have some red in them. I really need to swatch these and see. But a lot of these here look like they may be like my skin tone colors, along with the peaches that are back in the front of the case. And then into the browns. And then this here is the perfect example of how, when you have budget-friendly pencils, they do not match the color on the lead, because this looks like it would be like a light, beautiful blue, and it is actually very gray when you color with it, because I did swatch this one and it is actually called Cool Gray, but the barrel does not look gray at all. Now if you look at the one next to it, that is actually gray, which is called Timberwolf. That is an actual true gray, and it's not even called gray, it's called Timberwolf. And then we've got our warm gray, and then our gray, and then our ash, which is a very dark, dark gray. And then we have our black. So that is how I ordered mine, and I may go ahead and swatch them, but I'm really not sure yet as to whether or not I really want a swatch for my Crayolas, since they are just so budget friendly. And I don't see myself using them that often. Of course, I've got so many sets of pencils at this point that it's really hard to make time for all of them. So, but I wanted to be able to purchase these because I wanted them specifically for my YouTube channel, and I wanted to be able to make videos with these. And so my plan is to kind of add these to my beginner series, my adult coloring for beginner series. And I was using Artezas, and I want to start bringing in some more much budget friendly pencils and see what I can create and what I can do with them. So if you are wanting to see that, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and turn your bell notifications on so that you're notified when I post new videos. I hope y'all have a fabulous day. Happy coloring. Bye.